All right, let's do this, ladies. All right, hope everyone's having an awesome Monday and a final last day of September. Crazy. We're going into the final quarter of the year. So crazy. Such a fun yet busy season. And that's why I was so excited to do this call tonight because, like, this weekend and even in the weeks leading up to this, heck, since Summit and just being overloaded with we're having this launch and this launch and this launch and this launch, it's so freaking exciting. But it's like, oh my gosh, I'm about to go crazy because I don't know how to leverage and manage all the things. So it's a good problem, but only if we have a master game plan. Because if not, we're going to be so freaking stressed out, and then we're going to end up just dismissing it and missing out on huge opportunities. So that's why I just wanted to kind of share what I did yesterday to like have a roadmap for the following month. I probably should have done the whole quarter, but maybe this upcoming weekend I can finalize the rest of the year. But just having a roadmap for what this next month looks like, so I can put it into visualization and not be so stressed out and overwhelmed. So before we jump into that, just some quick announcements and recognition. I know LaShara is not on here, but I did want to publicly share, like, and y'all have seen the Fit Club, like, she has done such an incredible job that every single Sunday, every week, doing those shout outs and those recognition boards, which does not go unnoticed or unappreciated. So I wanted to publicly shout her out and thank her for doing that. Again, Felicia, she's a new coach. She's unable, this is her time. She's like got a little 2-year-old, and this is when they go to bed. So she's unable to get on live, but I did want to shout her out, being only a couple of weeks in and getting her first customer today. It's such a huge, huge accomplishment. Okay, so for just a few announcements, hopefully y'all got to jump on the National Wake Up Call today. I know some people work, so just whenever you can catch that recording, I'm probably going to butcher his name, Mwala? I don't know. He's amazing. He reminds me a lot of Chris, and just, which all the trainers, really, they're so super motivational, but he's also tough love, and y'all know I thrive off that because he's going to be like in your face. I'm still like nervous, scared, all the feels, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to embrace the challenge. So I hope you guys are too. Promo codes, talking about that, just to make sure, you should have got an email maybe 2 days ago. Awesome email, very detailed, giving you a promo code that you use that one code for everyone. You can use it for yourself. I'm actually personally, we need like more Recover and Energize and College. I need all the things right now, so I'm gonna bundle. Well, I'm just gonna do the completion pack to get that because it saves more money. Plus I can use the promo code because we can use it for ourselves and then we can share it. So you can use it in both aspects and share it as many times as you want. However, note, it has to be the work specific challenge or completion packs. It can't be a morning meltdown challenge pack or just all access. It has to be the work. But that's what I remind. I was talking to somebody today. She's definitely not ready for the work. She has some back injuries and she's just not, she needs some light intensity stuff. But even though it's labeled as the work and she might get the calendar for the work, she's still getting access to every single program that we have, including all the digital meal plans. So everything's still there for her to stream. And then she's still going to save money by doing it that way because the basic challenge pack is $170, but we have $20 off code, so $150. So it's cheaper for her to do that than the regular annual all access challenge pack. So I just wanted to drop that little nugget for y'all to consider as well, because I'm all about budgeting and helping people get the most for their money as well. So it's pretty much the same thing. So while that's the featured program, just like Morning Meltdown last month, I was like, this is featured, but you're still getting a whole year's worth of over 40 complete programs, over 700 total workouts. So that's 20 off of challenge pack and 10 off completion packs as many times as you want. So I was a little confused on the wake up call today. So I've just been boss of the wall beast mode anyways, but I don't know if they mentioned that today counted as both Success Club points and personal volume go towards Beat Your Best month for October. So I was just like, whatever, I'm going for it. And so hopefully it'll all roll over, because like at the beginning of the call, I thought they said, so y'all can verify if you want to drop something in the chat if you understood differently, Success Club points and volume, because I heard Success Club at the beginning and then he said volume at the end of the call. So I'm not sure, but either way, we're finishing the end of the month and starting the beginning of the month strong. Pumpkin spice is back. I love it. Like my inbox from all of my customers who have bought this, they're in love. They're addicted. And one of our own coaches, she was like, she freaked out when it came back today because when she got the email, like, oh, it's sold out. No, I was just about to order more, and she jumped on it today because it's truly addicting. And the good thing about this is like last time when you ordered it was $6.95 per box. So whether you got 1 or 10 boxes, you had to pay per the box. So if this is your first time ordering, you get the flat rate of $6.95. But if you've already purchased it, you actually get free shipping. So that's pretty cool. And just announcing this and putting it into our master game plan and knowing that is legit 1 month from today. No, it's not. It's just like pumpkin spice. It's not available in challenge pack, but our peppermint mocha launches November 1st, you guys. So that's only 4 weeks away. So hopefully y'all have your calendars out as we're going through this call and like backtrack. No, put that on your calendar, and every few days for 2 weeks leading up to that, drop it in your stories so that, because I wouldn't be talking about it too much on your wall because we have stock images and I don't like to share too much on our feed, and I don't do too much in my stories, but just an occasional one just to share this is coming and create that poll and start creating your email list so that when we go live on November 1st, you can start sending out those share cards. So that's really all I think I had as far as announcements. Again, hope you're making it part of your regular, if not daily routine, every other day. Just checking your coach breaking news because there's lots of good things. I'm actually excited as in the email that you got within it's called the Diamond Insider, but the coach, whatever all the coaches get on the 1st of the month, I guess it'll come out tomorrow. That's the one, that's how I knew already when I shared this event. If you're a Diamond or higher, you get that email like several days before all the other coaches do. It's pretty much the same thing. But that's how I knew that tomorrow also I'm super excited because my focus right now is onboarding new coaches and how I can revamp that and kind of condense and simplify. So they're starting a whole new onboarding process that it sounds like they're gonna directly email Team Beachbody is the new coaches when they sign up, and it's gonna be like a little series, which I think will be really great. So I need to check the FAQ on that as I haven't done so yet, but it's supposed to start tomorrow, so y'all can be sure to check that out as well. So, all right, let's dive into, I have some questions, and this is going to be interactive here at the end. So be sure if you don't already, like have your calendar. So as I say these things, you can be making your game plan. It can be similar to mine. It can be the same as mine, or you can be like, just take little notes so that once we get off, you can really implement and strategize and put your plan into action because there is no better time because tomorrow is a brand new month. So let's take advantage of the next 30 days or 31 for October. Okay, so what I did yesterday, and me and Jordan were on our walks with the dogs, and I'm like, what can I change? Like, I'm working so hard. There's just not the growth that I want to see. Like, I'm just not seeing the growth spells that we want. And we know, of course, this is very much, it is every year, it's a planting seeds. This is the season that we're in because everybody's busy getting back into school, all the football and all the extracurricular activities, and heck, now we're easing on into the holiday season, so it's a hard time. But that doesn't mean that we have to lose focus or lose momentum and, lose track of what our goals are, because that still has to be a priority. But again, it comes back to having these systems in place. So as we were walking and talking, I was like, I need to get back to really laying out my month to month, and even day by day. So, starting month to month, breaking it down by week, and then your day. And every single day is not going to look the same. And heck, even when you write it on your calendar, we have to all give ourselves grace because Lord knows I'm very tough on myself. And I'm sure several of you are. So, just focusing on, those main priorities. And if something doesn't get done, that's okay. You did those top 3-ish things that you ate that frog, and it'll still be, the rest will be there tomorrow because there's always going to be more and more and more to do. So for me, and I wish I could kind of share, and you can do a digital one, but I like pen to paper, and I carry my notebook with me everywhere I go. Literally, I do. If it's not in my hand, it's like in my car or somewhere close by. So my focus this week has got to be on coaching. So my whole week, I'm going to try to focus more on coach recruitment, because like this month I'm so disappointed in myself, because it's nobody's fault but myself, that my recruitment was literally, I think, 2 or 3 coaches, and that's not okay for me, for the big goals that I personally have, and with a non-negotiable, like I need to have 10. So it was a tough month, but I can't beat myself up because I knew I put in the work. But knowing that has to be my focus for week 1 of October, like I want to start this month strong, because I've always, my normal month is SE, well, 6 by the 5th and then 10 by the 10th. So my first 2 weeks, I've locked that in, and not saying that I tap the brakes or slow down. I definitely do not. But then I don't have to stress. And then the last 2 months, if I need to tweak trainings, do more scheduling of posts, creating more content, then I can do that without feeling as overwhelmed. But I apologize to you guys for this, because I've really dropped the ball on free groups and events, where they're, especially coach sneak peek events and fit club events. Yeah, no, they're hit or miss. I've never really, I don't know. I don't see too much reward or value from those. They are fun from time to time, but I think that kind of goes hand in hand with the free group, because you're already talking about fitness and nutrition, and I want to get y'all's feedback on that in a minute, and you can either drop it in the comment if you want. But what I'm thinking for that is, like I said, month 1, I'm doing coach focus. Did I say month 1? Week 1 of October is coach focus. Week 2 is challenger focus. Week 3 is my free group focus. And then I'm just going to start back over. So the week of the 20th is back coach focus. And then the last week, starting on the 27th, again, is challenger focus to lead into that next month. Because I think it's so imperative that we leave people confused, because we're just like coach, customer, free group, like all the things all at once, when we need to give ourselves a solid grace period. And within that 1 week, we can do 2, maybe 3 invites to what it is we're doing. That's publicly. Hopefully in our stories, we're talking about it every single day, because as we know, it rolls off every 24 hours. And people have the choice to watch our stories or not. So if they get tired of it, they can just unfollow us, you know? Whereas if it's public, people are going to be like, oh my God, this gets old, and they need to see that well-rounded aspect of us. So, what I'm planning, and I want y'all's feedback on this too, is trying a 1-day event, coach sneak peek, this Wednesday. So starting tonight, tomorrow, inviting to this free event. And again, we've tried this out so many ways, and doing a 1-hour live Zoom, when doing a 1-day event, a 3-day event. We've done a couple of 5, not a lot, but I'm just gonna, this time we're gonna try the 1-day event again, and I want it to be like our previous one, I believe, off the cuff. I want different coaches to just go live for a couple of minutes to share helpful tips, but it would just be super easy, but informative and provide value if like we have several different coaches just posting once, maybe twice at most throughout the day, because we don't want to like do too much. But if we had enough to provide value, like I think we could really do something good, because all of us, or so many of us, were on board when we shared our big goal for this year. And while it's still so far away, I'm not giving up. I'm not losing steam, and I hope you're not either. But this really means that if that's our goal, to be an elite team, we have to focus on recruitment first and foremost. Yes, we do fitness, we do meal plan, we do all the things, but that's just like skimming the surface, where we really have to peel those layers back and be like, get to the root of it. Like, how do I know that I can ultimately change your life in every single one of those aspects, and gaining control of your time and your finances and whatever it is, that all those objections that we're facing. So that's up to us as coaches. We have to do a better job at combating those objections up front, because we already know what we're hearing. So whatever it is that you're hearing, talk about it in your post and combat them, whatever it may be, to like break it down, whether it's price objection, and if people are eating out, or heck, even if they're not eating out, they're eating something that's probably more than $4 a day for one of their meals, and drinking these sodas and getting these Starbucks and all the things that we know people are spending money on, when we know ultimately we can save them money if they get a budget and realize the value of what it is that they're investing in into their health. So that's what I want to do Wednesday. So I want y'all's feedback from that. Yes, I know it's last minute, but that's kind of the point, because we don't want to be inviting to a free event weeks out. Like if we invite tonight and tomorrow and they go all day Wednesday, and then they can still see that content within the, as long as they're in the group, so it won't go away. So I want y'all's feedback on that. And then I would like to do that I put it for the 2nd and then again on the 23rd. So that's 3 weeks apart. So I know we've done every other before. We've done once a month before. I was like, this is a perfect combination to get back in there to do it every 3 weeks. So then again, talking about my free group focus being the 3rd week, so the 13th through the 19th. And I'll actually, although I'm challenger focused week 2, so that Friday, the 11th, is when I'm probably going to start talking about this free group, and I'll talk about it Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and start on the 14th. So because y'all know, I've never, I'm one of those, I hate just doing handouts, because I feel like people need to invest in themselves to really see and understand the value. But then again, I have to remind myself that I've had people sign up either as coaches or customers with challenge packs after every single free group I've run, because they've understood the value. They've gotten that glimpse of kind of like a teaser for what it is that we have to offer them within our Fit Club and even in our team page. So sometimes they just need to know that, hey, I got you, but of course we have to know too, there's going to be moochers. There always is, and that's okay. Let them mooch. They're not going to do anything with it anyways. Those are the people that go from thing to thing to thing, and they're never settled. And ultimately, we don't want those people, because then we're just going to feel like they're dragging us, spreading us thin, draining our energy, and it's really not worth it. So that's what I'll start 11th, 12th, 13th, and then I will schedule it out the 14th through the 18th. And again, I know I'm asking for a lot of feedback here. I have tons and tons and tons of free group templates. I thought I shared them in the team page again before, but maybe I need to redo that, because I want you guys to have access to everything that I have access to. So if you're running your own groups, feel free to use this, tweak it, whatever, make it your own. And I was thinking, with it being the 13th through the 19th, I was like, okay, should I do this like a sugar detox, like candy, clean eating? And then clean eating is totally not my jam, because I don't cook. I hate to cook. I'm very simple Sally. So it's really it's hard for me to do when I'm sharing all these recipes, which I do them in the Fit Club. But that's just to help, because there's so many people in there, and to give them ideas for what to do, because some people do love to cook. But with this free group, I have one, and it's talking about owning your morning, and that kind of, all of us that just have been doing morning meltdown, it really has changed my life, my day, everything, just gaining control of my morning. So no matter what happens the rest of the day, I've done something good for myself, and when that craziness starts slapping me in the face left and right, I'm a little more sane. I'm not completely there, but it does help me combat that. And I want to help others know, beat the alarm, don't hit snooze, all those simple systems in place, getting your workout in, getting your PD in first thing. So that's where my heart is at in using that one. But let me know what y'all think as far as this free group. If you want to help, if you want to do your own, I don't care. Just let me know. But I do want you guys, and I encourage you to step into some type of leadership role, whether that's helping me with engagement in these groups that I'm leading and helping schedule out posts, or leading your own, or co-leading if you're new, or you just want to have a couple of you so that the group's a little bit bigger and it takes the workload a little bit off of you. So either way, we have options, which are a good thing, but we just need to set something in place. And again, the 20th to the 26th, I'm going to do a coach focus group. While again, the 23rd, I got it for a one-day event. We'll see. Maybe it's been a long, long time since we've done a Zoom. We could do that, because it would be 40 minutes max, which would be nice. And it allows them to hear our voice. But then again, there's always going to be pros and cons to every single way we do it. Some people get scared getting on video, so it's just a thing. And then the last week is challenger focused again. And even though I'm talking about business focused and where my goals are. I've even also, because I'm like so anxious to start the work, like I've planned out like every single workout that I'm doing for the rest of the month, so that I know that I can start the work. And I'm still got like 4 weeks, and that's doing 2-a-days for 3 times a week with no off days. Oh my gosh. But I want to get it done and get started on this program. So I know when I can start is perfect. So when my free group is, that's a perfect time to get people ready and signed up to start the work or whichever program that best fits their needs. And on top of that, breaking down into, I hope if you haven't shared already, go to that post in the team page, because you've got your Beat Your Best, your PR, all your personal numbers in an email on Thursday or Friday. So my PR was 36 and like 8,000 something PV. So I was like, I'm pushing for SC50. I'm scared. Like, it's been a really, really, really long time since I've hit those numbers, because I can promise y'all, like, it's easier to hit those numbers in the beginning of your coaching journey than it is now, unless we leverage a big launch. But I broke it down into every week, because I knew if normally I'm 6 by the 5th or 10 by the 10th and I'm shooting for 50, that's like, holy crap, that's like 10 a week. But then I'm like, that's only 5 people, so I don't have to make it harder than it has to be. I just have to control the controllable and up my numbers. So that's what we have to remember. If we're not at our goals, we can affect who says yes and who signs up. And heck, I sent so many share carts this month that they just like lingered. I've never had that happen. I've had people ditch me in conversation, but actually send out the enrollment. They usually always complete it. But like, I had so many this month that I'm like, well, maybe they'll complete in October. Probably not. So don't set that expectation for yourself. But we have to control what we can control, and that's where our focus has to lie. And if that means 10xing our invites, then so be it. Is it ideal? Not always. Is it fun? Definitely not. I've had the worst headache for the last 2 weeks because I have talked to so many people, but I'm like, my goals are bigger than my excuses. And while this is not fun, I do not love doing this, I love what I'm doing it for. So I just keep pushing, and I keep pushing and trudging along and failing forward, because even after 5 years, I still say stupid stuff. Like, I just get to rambling, or I'm tired, or even when I'm excited, but that's okay. So we have to give ourselves grace and just focus on the things we can control, and that is inviting. So week 1, I have to hit SC10. So by the 5th, 10, I had to double what my normal is, and I need 4 new coaches, because I said SC50 with I need 12 new coaches this month. And again, I say this, you guys, this is my full-time job. Like, I have big, big goals for my family, to retire my husband, to pay off this adoption, and for our family to be able to travel and live a life of freedom. So if that's not your goals, that is okay. You know, don't beat your pants, make them comfortable for don't make them comfortable, because they need to be uncomfortable, but make them realistic to you. And it has to be hard. You have to push yourself. Like, you have to at least double what you've done before. You know, if you've only ever hit SE5, you have to do at least 10 to push yourself for that. And besides, you have to hit that to get the bronze medal, which you can see all those details in that email. So then week 2, I need another at least 10 points. Week 3, another 10 points. So I've really set the standard high for myself, and having these benchmarks all along the way, because while I start with this monthly view, this is kind of like the big goal, but then we have to backtrack that and break that down into weekly goals and monthly goals. And that's why every week I knew I needed this amount of points, and then I can reevaluate on the weekends when I'm prepping and planning, where do I stand? Well, am I behind? Well, then I need to do more. I need to do more. Again, focusing on the things I can control. I can't just settle if 20 is what I'm used to and I'm way behind on my goals. Well, so oftentimes we're like, well, you know, it's not meant to be. But no, let's invite more. Let's double that. Let's do 40. Let's do 50. Let me show up and do what I can to prove to myself that I can put in the work and get the results that I desire to achieve. So it really is that easy to just focus on the things that we can control. So then that breaks down into your weeks, like I said, and then you need to go through, and it don't have to be the weekends, it don't have to be Sundays, but that's when I try to, like, I've had to be really, really intentional about allowing myself time to decompress and rest and restore, because I am a workaholic. I'm trying to recover from that, because I want to help others find that balance. And even us preparing for when our child does come home, I know I'm not going to be able to work all the time, and it's just going to turn my schedule upside down. So I'm trying to set these systems in place, and knowing, even like Heather Shipley shared at Summit on stage, and it's pretty extravagant, that every 30 minutes of her day, she knows what she's doing. So I would probably say every hour is sufficient. And it's so good. Again, coming back to a morning routine, like I'm rock solid. Except last week, I could not get up, but I'm back on it this week, and it felt so good. I was so rejuvenated coming into this week. But from 5 to like 9 o'clock, I know exactly what I'm doing, and I will never schedule anything like people who want to meet me or do that. I'm like, no, I can't. No, I can't, because I have that blocked off specifically for my business, and I know that's my prime time hours. Maybe that's not your prime time hours. You can do it later in the day, but also just know that you're going to stand the risk of life happening, and it's just easier to be like, well, that happened, and just dismiss it, and then one day miss turns into another day missed and another day. And so just me personally, I prefer the morning because I've owned it, and then when the craziness hits, it's okay because I've done what I know I needed to do to move my business forward. So I break that down in 2 are workouts, and then I do my PD following, and then 7 o'clock is when I'm doing my power hour, and I would love to see more of you on. Again, I know not everybody can, you have full-time jobs, but setting a power hour or power 30 or whatever it is that you can do, because ours are actually only 40 minutes because they're like this, the call time's out. So it's actually nice. You're just racing the clock. So when you do it, set a timer, whatever you have to do, to beat your best and fight against the clock and make the most of the time that you have. Again, just kind of referring back to daily stuff, I hope you're using your trackers, you guys. I want to see your trackers more, and that's kind of why I shared mine today. I was like, well, maybe weekly is not enough because it's easy to just miss that post or forget all about it. So like every single night, if you have to, share your tracker in the team page. I'll do it too. And so that's why I shared it earlier, and I did get out my 50 invites. I still have not done a post yet, so I need to do that tonight. But again, I'm not so hard on myself on a post, as long as I'm not going more than 2 days. I have to get a post every other day because I've blown the heck up out of my stories today. And again, that's where it's at right now, is in the stories. And so making sure you're doing your trackers and then sharing them. So having a plan, knowing that, okay, I did the essentials for my business. I think that's what, I was going to talk about the daily post. I shared that. If you need posting tips, hopefully you have your core 5. Hopefully I'm still working on this. I'm getting more well-rounded because, you know, I do this full time. So it's so easy for me to over talk about coaching and working out and all things health and fitness, which people know. I mean, I've been doing it for forever, so they know that's who I am, and they know I'm true and authentic to that lifestyle. But just sharing more about my husband and our adoption and our dogs and just funny things here and there, just simple life things. So see those daily post ideas just to kind of trigger ideas. And you know, we all know that the most not prime time, not the good times to be thinking of things, whether we're in the shower or we're laying in bed at night. Well, that's where those like light bulb moments are going to come on. So if you have to have a little notebook by your bed or in your bathroom, by the shower, like keep a note section on your phone, take pictures. Shout out to Miranda who's on here, and she got a photo shoot so she can recycle those pictures. Whatever it takes to have something ready, so then when crunch time you're like, holy crap, I have no pictures, you can just reuse something and tweak it a little bit, make life easier than we oftentimes do. So that's breaking it down to each day, and I only do that for Monday through Friday. Saturdays I do stuff. I still make sure I'm doing all my scheduled follow-ups. I'm doing my unfollowing. I'm still posting. I'm still showing up in my stories, not as much, but there's still little things. And I send out my newsletters on the weekend just because I do it on Sundays, because I'm like, I know people are chilling on Sundays, so it's just an easy time to do it for me. But it's all personal preference. And I know not all of you have a newsletter set up yet, but that's just a little nugget. So this is where we've only got like less than 10 minutes left on this call. And I want you guys, if you're on this live or you watch the recording, bring out a piece of paper and a pen. And I've got some questions for you. And I want you to answer them honestly. The first 13 are simple yes and no questions. And then I want you to send me your answers after you watch this call. Okay, let me get through them so that we have time, and if we have any questions at the end, and the couple of things that I asked for your input on. So 1, is your coach account active? Again, this is just yes or no through 13. 2, are you on an HD order with at least one of the nutritionals? 3, are you currently following a program or plan? Which one, if so? So sorry, that's a little more than yes or no, but I want to know what plan you're following. 4, are you engaging within the team and fit club pages on a regular basis? 5, are you making team calls, national wake-up calls, and events a priority? Is your social media accounts public? That refers to Facebook and IG or whatever else you have. 7, are you posting to your stories daily? 8, have you shared about your journey within the past 3 days? 9, are you tracking your fitness and or nutrition journey? 10, are you tracking your business? 11, have you set specific and clearly defined, measurable, non-negotiable goals? 12, do you have a success partner? And 13, are you consistently doing at least 15 minutes of personal development per day? And again, if so, I do want to know what you're doing. It's not a right or wrong answer, but I just really want to dig into that deeper because, like I said, we are going into a busy, can easily be overwhelming and stressful season if we allow it to be. So that's why personal development has to be a top priority. For months and months and months as a new coach, I was like, heck no, I don't have time for that. And I pushed it off, and you get stressed, and your soul and your heart needs this, you guys. And if you're already feeling stressed and overwhelmed and you are consistently doing PD, well, then I want to encourage you to rethink the PD that you're doing. There's personal and there's professional PD. If your business is struggling, it's hanging by the wire, you're not growing, you're not recruiting, you guys, YouTube is your best friend. GTS, get on the Team Beachbody champions page. There are so many tools and resources coming out of our ears that are free at our disposal. If you're stressed with confidence or anxiety, whatever it is, make sure it's focused towards that. Focus on your need. So let me know. And again, that's also why it goes back to, I asked, do you have a success partner? And that's what I'm so grateful for Ashley. She's on a different team, because when I'm having a hard day and I'm stressed, I need to vent. I need to get that off my chest, and I want you to too, because when you hold it in, it doesn't help anyone. But see, when you're venting to someone else on a different team, it doesn't impact your business. Like, you get it off and you're like, okay, I can refocus, head down, blinders on. But if you ever do, for you guys, if you ever do need to vent, come upline with it. Always go upline. So you're never go downline with any negativity, with anything stressful, which you can be real and share the hard, but if you need to vent, go up with it. So your upline can help you with that. Okay, so a couple more questions within these last couple of minutes. You might have to write these out a little bit. How much time are you currently investing into your business each day? Note, this does not include your workouts and your personal development. While those are vital and essential, hopefully for most of you, those have become no-brainers. They're just part of your daily routine now. So I'm specifically referring to business building activities. How much time per day? Okay, when you break that down, where are you spending the bulk of this time? What are you doing during this time? I hope I'm not talking too fast, but I know time's of the essence. Why are you a coach? This could be long. I want you to put a star by this. the one I tagged Christina in at the top of the team page, go share it there. I've still typed mine out. I need to do a video. You don't have to do both, but it would be an amazing thing to have all of our testimonies in one spot. And then we're having these recruitment events, like people can hear our stories and how different they are, but how we've come together as one team and one vision and one mission, but we're all so different and we're all able to be successful being true to who we are. So I want to know that. And what is your primary focus over the next 30 days? And I want to know specifically, is it being consistent with showing up in your stories at least 5 per day? And this means just not stock images or funny, but like of you showing up. Do you want to make X amount of money, like a certain amount of money that you need to bring in for your family? Do you want X amount of people to join your team to hit a certain rank? Are you focused on weight loss? If you are, I want to put this right here, that your weight loss, your transformation is a direct reflection of your business. So you have to be sharing that. You have to be a product of the product. That is a vital behavior for a reason. You have to hold yourself accountable to that standard and show up every single day. Because when you're sharing that, you're not only holding yourself accountable and experiencing better results, but you're inspiring. It's just a win-win all around. It's all about that accountability. Have you completed the Emerald in an Hour call training that we did a couple of weeks ago? I'm not talking about if they signed up or if you hit that rank, but if you actually reached out to them. And then lastly, are you routinely sharing yours or your customers' transformations? And this really hit me like a wrecking ball in the National Wake Up Call today, that I'm not even doing this enough. With sharing transformations, and we should be doing that like every week. Even on here, it's like shouting out in our stories every single day some type of recognition. So that's something I'm constantly trying to work harder and harder on. So once you get your answers, I want you to shoot them to me in a message, whether they're on paper, snapshot a picture, or if you did them digitally, shoot them over that way. But I want to know. So I want to know where you're at, how I can best help you, where we're at as a team, and then we can really focus in on our strengths and weaknesses. I think it'll be super, super helpful to troubleshoot from there. So I will end the call here.